Church family, we are on the Bible train. And yes, the Bible train sometimes turns into the struggle bus, but it is okay. Let's keep pushing. No matter how far you've fallen behind, that's the beauty of having a new day. Let's get it today. How about that, church family? Today we're looking at day number 86 and day number 87, which is Joshua chapter 16 through Joshua chapter 21. We can all admit that these are some very tedious chapters because they deal with very obscure cities and areas that are being divided as an inheritance for the various tribes of the children of Israel. The main goal that these chapters are all leading us towards and dropping us off at is Joshua chapter 21, verse 43 through 45. Where it says, verse 43, so the Lord gave to Israel all the land that he had sworn to him. It concludes in verse 45 at saying, not a word failed of any good thing which the Lord had spoken to the children of Israel, all came to pass. The tediousness of these chapters is to prove that singular spiritual fact that everything that God said came to pass. So it is with our life. As we look through the minute, tedious, monotonous details that grind away on day-to-day life, as we work, as we get up, as we go to sleep, as we fill our responsibilities, as we're with family, as we're with friends, through the tedious step-by-step days of life, ultimately, at the end of our journey, we will arrive at Joshua 21, verse 45, which says that not a single word that the Lord has spoken in regards to our lives have failed. His faithfulness has been proven through all of the chapters that we have read thus far, throughout all of their failures, all of their sins, all of their backslidings, all of their rebellion, through all the battles they had to fight, through the losses they took, through the victories they gained. In the end, God still got it done. Amen and amen that God is able to do that. One of the things I want to encourage you is don't allow the tediousness of the chapters to make you miss out on the important stories that are told in these chapters. One of those is chapter 17, from verse 14 through 18, dealing with the children of Joseph. Notice what they tell Joshua when they come up to him. We are a great people. We're so great that the inheritance you gave us is too small. So Joshua says, you know what? You're right. You are a great people. This land is too small. So we're going to give you that North Mountain Hill country. But notice what they say. But wait a minute, like, that's where the giants are. And it's a lot of work to have to cut down all of these trees to make extra land. What does that say about the mentality of the children of Israel? And what does it say about us? Why did they go to Joshua like, the land you gave us is too small? So he says, okay, well, here's some more land. But then they look at the land and be like, well, nah, there's too many trees to cut down. And we're not trying to fight no giants. Do we not do the same with our spiritual leaders? We will complain. We will tell them why this needs to be done versus that. But in the end, are we willing to fight the battles? And are we willing to put in the work that is necessary to be able to get all the inheritance that God has blessed us with? Really look closely at the attitude of the children of Joseph in Joshua 17, 14 through 18. Read the book of Joshua multiple times and missed this story. It had to be pointed out in a sermon to me for me to go back and read it and be like, man, I missed that story. Because our eyes just get caught in the monotony of this city was allotted to them and this city was allotted to them, that by the time we do get to the important story sections, we kind of gloss over them and don't even realize it. Notice chapter 17, verse 12, the children of Manasseh, it says they were not able to drive out the Canaanites, for the Canaanites were determined to dwell in the land. They had a determined enemy that said, we're determined to stay right here. Have any of my saints dealt with people, sins, issues that had a determination? Like, these things are determined to stay present in our lives. It's a different kind of fight that has to be fought when we're dealing with spiritual enemies that have a determination. Why is it that they never fully conquered the promised land? Not being willing to do the work, not being willing to fight the giants, not being willing to persevere in battle against enemies that were determined to stay right there that entire time. There's also another significant story that we can easily gloss over, which is Joshua chapter 19, verse 47 through 48. It says, "And the border and the children of Dan went beyond these, because the children of Dan went up to fight against Leshem and took it." So Dan received their inheritance in the northern area of the land, but instead of stopping where their inheritance was, they went beyond that border and continued to fight and take territory. This one decision, as we're going to see in the book of Judges, ignited something that would change the course of this tribe in the history of the children of Israel. It's the little details that seem fine in the moment, that come back in the years to come to have a very profound and powerful impact. Hopefully, you are staying in the Word of God. If you're behind, let's get back on the train. Let's dig into the text and let's get it for the Lord's glory. With that, family, let's dig in.
Chapter 16. The lot fell to the children of Joseph from the Jordan by Jericho to the waters of Jericho on the east, to the wilderness that goes up from Jericho through the mountains to Bethel. Then went out from Bethel to Luz, passed along to the border of the Archites at Ataroth, and went down westward to the boundary of the Japhletites, as far as the boundary of lower Beth-horon, to Gezer, and it ended at the sea. So the children of Joseph, Manasseh, and Ephraim took their inheritance. The border of the children of Ephraim, according to their families, was thus. The border of their inheritance on the east side was Ataroth-Adar, as far as upper Beth-horon. And the border went out toward the sea on the north side of Mikmethath. Then the border went around eastward to Teanath-Shiloh, and passed by it on the east of Janohah. Then it went down from Janohah to Ataroth and Nearah, reached to Jericho, and came out at the Jordan. The border went out from Tappuah westward to the brook Kanah, and it ended at the sea. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Ephraim, according to their families. The separate cities for the children of Ephraim were among the inheritance of the children of Manasseh, all the cities with their villages. And they did not drive out the Canaanites who dwelt in Gezer, but the Canaanites dwell among the Ephraimites to this day, and have become forced laborers. Chapter 17. There was also a lot for the tribe of Manasseh, for he was the firstborn of Joseph, namely for Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilead, because he was a man of war. Therefore he was given Gilead and Bashan. And there was a lot for the rest of the children of Manasseh, according to their families, for the children of Abiezer, the children of Helek, the children of Asriel, the children of Shechem, the children of Hepher, and the children of Shemida. These were the male children of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, according to their families. But Zelophehad, the son of Hepher, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, had no sons, but only daughters. And these are the names of his daughters: Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. And they came near before Eleazar the priest, before Joshua the son of Nun, and before the rulers, saying, The Lord commanded Moses to give us an inheritance among our brothers. Therefore, according to the commandment of the Lord, he gave them an inheritance among their father's brothers. 10 shares fell to Manasseh, besides the land of Gilead and Bashan, which were on the other side of the Jordan, because the daughters of Manasseh received an inheritance among his sons, and the rest of Manasseh's sons had the land of Gilead. And the territory of Manasseh was from Asher to Mikmethath, that lies east of Shechem, and the border went along south to the inhabitants of En-Tappuah. Manasseh had the land of Tappuah, but Tappuah on the border of Manasseh belonged to the children of Ephraim. And the border descended to the brook Kanah, southward to the brook. These cities of Ephraim are among the cities of Manasseh. The border of Manasseh was on the north side of the brook. and it ended at the sea. Southward it was Ephraim's, northward it was Manasseh's, and the sea was its border. Manasseh's territory was adjoining Asher on the north and Issachar on the east. And in Issachar and in Asher Manasseh had Beth-shean and its towns, Ibleam and its towns, the inhabitants of Dor and its towns, the inhabitants of Endor and its towns, the inhabitants of Teanach and its towns, and the inhabitants of Megiddo and its towns, 3 hilly regions. Yet the children of Manasseh could not drive out the inhabitants of those cities, but the Canaanites were determined to dwell in that land. And it happened, when the children of Israel grew strong, that they put the Canaanites to forced labor, but did not utterly drive them out. Then the children of Joseph spoke to Joshua, saying,
Why have you given us only one lot and one share to inherit, since we are a great people, inasmuch as the Lord has blessed us until now?
So Joshua answered them,
If you are a great people, then go up to the forest country and clear a place for yourself, there in the land of the Perizzites and the giants, since the mountains of Ephraim are too confined for you.
But the children of Joseph said,
The mountain country is not enough for us, and all the Canaanites who dwell in the land of the valley have chariots of iron, both those who are of Beth-shean and its towns, and those who are of the valley of Jezreel.
And Joshua spoke to the house of Joseph, to Ephraim and Manasseh, saying,
You are a great people, and have great power. You shall not have only one lot, but the mountain country shall be yours. Although it is wooded, you shall cut it down, and its farthest extent shall be yours. For you shall drive out the Canaanites, though they have iron chariots and are strong.
Chapter 18. Now the whole congregation of the children of Israel assembled together at Shiloh, and set up the tabernacle of meeting there, and the land was subdued before them. But there remained among the children of Israel 7 tribes which had not yet received their inheritance. Then Joshua said to the children of Israel,
How long will you neglect to go and possess the land which the Lord God of your fathers has given you? Pick out from among you 3 men for each tribe, and I will send them. They shall rise and go through the land, survey it according to their inheritance, and come back to me. And they shall divide it into 7 parts. Judah shall remain in their territory on the south, and the house of Joseph shall remain in their territory on the north. You shall therefore survey the land in 7 parts, and bring the survey here to me, that I may cast lots for you here before the Lord our God. But the Levites have no part among you, for the priesthood of the Lord is their inheritance. And Gad, Reuben, and half the tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance beyond the Jordan on the east, which Moses the servant of the Lord gave them.
Then the men arose to go away, and Joshua charged those who went to survey the land, saying,
Go, walk through the land, survey it, and come back to me, that I may cast lots for you here before the Lord in Shiloh.
So the men went, passed through the land, and wrote the survey in a book in 7 parts by cities. And they came to Joshua at the camp in Shiloh. Then Joshua cast lots for them in Shiloh before the Lord, and there Joshua divided the land to the children of Israel according to their divisions. Now the lot of the tribe of the children of Benjamin came up according to their families, and the territory of their lot came out between the children of Judah and the children of Joseph. Their border on the north side began at the Jordan, and the border went up to the side of Jericho on the north, and went up through the mountains westward. It ended at the wilderness of Beth-aven. The border went over from there toward Luz, to the side of Luz, which is Bethel, southward, and the border descended to Ataroth-adar, near the hill that lies on the south side of lower Beth-horon. Then the border extended around the west side to the south, from the hill that lies before Beth-horon, southward, and it ended at Kirjath-baal, which is Kirjath-jearim, a city of the children of Judah. This was the west side. The south side began at the end of Kirjath-jearim, and the border extended on the west and went out to the spring of the waters of Nephtoah. Then the border came down to the end of the mountain that lies before the valley of the son of Hinnom, which is in the valley of Rephaim on the north, descended to the valley of Hinnom to the side of the Jebusite city on the south, and descended to En-rogel. And it went around from the north, went out to En-shemesh, and extended toward Geliloth, which is before the ascent of Adumim, and descended to the stone of Bochan the son of Reuben. Then it passed along toward the north side of Arabah, and went down to Arabah. And the border passed along to the north side of Beth-hoglah. Then the border ended at the north bay, at the Salt Sea, at the south end of the Jordan. This was the southern boundary. The Jordan was its border on the east side. This was the inheritance of the children of Benjamin according to its boundaries all around, according to their families. Now the cities of the tribe of the children of Benjamin according to their families were Jericho, Beth-hogla, Emek-keziz, Beth-araba, Zamaraim, Bethel, Avim, Para, Ophrah, Chephar, Haam-monai, Ophnai, and Gaba, 12 cities with their villages. Gibeon, Ramah, Beeroth, Mizpah, Chephirah, Mosa, Rechem, Irpiel, Tarala, Zillah, Eleph, Jebus, which is Jerusalem, Gibeath, and Kirlath, 14 cities with their villages. This was the inheritance of the children of Benjamin according to their families. Chapter 19. The second lot came out for Simeon, for the tribe of the children of Simeon, according to their families. And their inheritance was within the inheritance of the children of Judah. They had in their inheritance Beersheba, Sheba, Molada, Hazar, Shual, Bela, Ezem, El-Tolad, Bethul, Hormah, Ziklag, Beth-Markaboth, Hazar Susa, Beth-Labaoth, and Shauruhen, 13 cities and their villages. Ain, Rimmon, Ether, and Ashan, 4 cities and their villages. And all the villages that were all around these cities as far as Baalath-beer, Ramah of the south. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Simeon according to their families. The inheritance of the children of Simeon was included in the share of the children of Judah, for the share of the children of Judah was too much for them. Therefore the children of Simeon had their inheritance within the inheritance of that people. The third lot came out for the children of Zebulun, according to their families, and the border of their inheritance was as far as Sarid. Their border went toward the west, and to Maralah, went to Dabbesheth, and extended along the brook that is east of Jokneam. Then from Sarid it went eastward toward the sunrise along the border of Chisloth-Tabor, and went out toward Daberath, bypassing Japhiah. And from there it passed along on the east of Gath-Hepher toward Eth-Kazin, and extended to Rimmon, which borders on Neah. Then the border went around it on the north side of Hanathon, and it ended in the valley of Jiphthah-el. Included were Katath, Nahalal, Shimron, Idalah, and Bethlehem, 12 cities with their villages. This was the inheritance of the children of Zebulun according to their families, these cities with their villages. The fourth lot came out to Issachar, for the children of Issachar according to their families. And their territory went to Jezreel, and included Chesuloth, Shunem, Haphraim, Shion, Anaharoth, Rabith, Kishion, Abez, Remeth, En-Ganim, En-Hada, and Beth-Pazez. And the border reached to Tabor, Shehazimah, and Beth-Shemesh. Their border ended at the Jordan, 16 cities with their villages. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Issachar according to their families, the cities and their villages. The fifth lot came out for the tribe of the children of Asher according to their families. And their territory included Helkath, Halai, Beton, Aksoph, Alamelech, Amad, and Mishal. It reached to Mount Carmel westward, along the brook Shihor-Libnath. It turned toward the sunrise to Beth-Dagon, and it reached to Zebulun and to the valley of Jiphthah-el. Then northward beyond Beth-Emek and Neael, bypassing Kabul, which was on the left, including Ebron, Rehob, Hammon, and Cana, as far as Greater Sidon. And the border turned to Ramah and to the fortified city of Tyre. Then the border turned to Hosah, and ended at the sea by the region of Akzib. Also Umah, Aphek, and Rehob were included, 22 cities with their villages. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Asher according to their families, these cities with their villages. The sixth lot came out to the children of Naphtali, for the children of Naphtali according to their families. And their border began at Helev, enclosing the territory from the terebinth tree in Zeananim, Adamai, Nekeb, and Jabneel, as far as Elekum. It ended at the Jordan. From Helev, the border extended westward to Aznoth Tabor, and went out from there toward Hukok. It adjoined Zebulun on the south side and Asher on the west side, and ended at Judah by the Jordan toward the sunrise. And the fortified cities are Ziddim, Zer, Hamath, Rekath, Chinnereth, Adamah, Ramah, Hazor, Kedesh, Idrei, En-Hazor, Iron, Migdal El, Horem, Beth-Anath, Beth-Shemesh. 19 cities were their villages. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Naphtali, according to their families, the cities, and their villages. The 7th lot came out for the tribe of the children of Dan, according to their families. And the territory in their inheritance was Zorah, Eshtaol, Ir-Shemesh, Shealabin, Aijalon, Jetlah, Elon, Timnah, Ekron, El-Tikeh, Gibbethon, Bealath, Jehud, Beni Berak, Gath-Rimmon, Me-Jakon, and Rakon, with the region near Joppa. And the border of the children of Dan went beyond these, because the children of Dan went up to fight against Leshem, and took it. And they struck it with the edge of the sword, took possession of it, and dwelt in it. They called Leshem Dan, after the name of Dan their father. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Dan. According to their families, these cities were their villages. When they had made an end of dividing the land as an inheritance according to their borders, the children of Israel gave an inheritance among them to Joshua the son of Nun. According to the word of the Lord, they gave him the city which he asked for, Timnath-Serah, in the mountains of Ephraim, and he built the city and dwelt in it. These were the inheritance which Eleazar the priest, Joshua the son of Nun, and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel, divided as an inheritance by lot in Shiloh before the Lord, at the door of the tabernacle of meeting. So they made an end of dividing the country. Chapter 20. The Lord also spoke to Joshua, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, Appoint for yourselves cities of refuge, of which I spoke to you through Moses, that the slayer who kills a person accidentally or unintentionally may flee there, and they shall be your refuge from the avenger of blood. And when he flees to one of those cities, and stands at the entrance of the gate of the city, and declares his case in the hearing of the elders of that city, they shall take him into the city as one of them, and give him a place, that he may dwell among them. Then if the avenger of blood pursues him, they shall not deliver the slayer into his hand, because he struck his neighbor unintentionally, but did not hate him beforehand. And he shall dwell in that city until he stands before the congregation for judgment, and until the death of the one who is high priest in those days. Then the slayer may return and come to his own city and his own house, to the city from which he fled. So they appointed Kedesh in Galilee, in the mountains of Naphtali, Shechem in the mountains of Ephraim, and Kirjath Arba, which is Hebron, in the mountains of Judah. And on the other side of the Jordan by Jericho eastward they assigned Bezer in the wilderness on the plain from the tribe of Reuben, Ramoth in Gilead from the tribe of Gad, and Golan in Bashan from the tribe of Manasseh. These were the cities appointed for all the children of Israel, and for the stranger who dwelt among them, that whoever killed a person accidentally might flee there, and not die by the hand of the avenger of blood, until he stood before the congregation. Chapter 21. Then the heads of the fathers' houses of the Levites came near to Eleazar the priest, to Joshua the son of Nun, and to the heads of the fathers' houses of the tribes of the children of Israel. And they spoke to them at Shiloh in the land of Canaan, saying, The Lord commanded through Moses to give us cities to dwell in, with their common lands for our livestock. So the children of Israel gave to the Levites from their inheritance, at the commandment of the Lord, these cities and their common lands. Now the lot came out for the families of Kohathites, and the children of Aaron the priest, who were of the Levites, had 13 cities by lot from the tribe of Judah, from the tribe of Simeon, and from the tribe of Benjamin. The rest of the children of Kohath had 10 cities by lot from the families of the tribe of Ephraim, from the tribe of Dan, and from the half-tribe of Manasseh. And the children of Gershon had 13 cities by lot from the families of the tribe of Issachar, from the tribe of Asher, from the tribe of Naphtali, and from the half-tribe of Manasseh in Bashan. The children of Merari, according to their families, had 12 cities, from the tribe of Reuben, from the tribe of Gad, and from the tribe of Zebulun. And the children of Israel gave these cities with their common lands by lot to the Levites, as the Lord had commanded by the hand of Moses. So they gave from the tribe of the children of Judah And from the tribe of the children of Simeon, these cities, which are designated by name, which were for the children of Aaron, one of the families of the Kohathites, who were of the children of Levi, for the lot was theirs first. And they gave them Kirjath Arba. Arba was the father of Anak, which is Hebron, in the mountains of Judah, with the common land surrounding it. But the fields of the city and its villages they gave to Caleb the son of Jephunneh as his possession. Thus to the children of Aaron the priest they gave Hebron with its common land, a city of refuge for the slayer, Libnah with its common land, Jatir with its common land, Eshtemoa with its common land, Holon with its common land, Debir with its common land, Ain with its common land, Jotta with its common land, and Beth Shemesh with its common land, 9 cities from those 2 tribes. And from the tribe of Benjamin, Gibeon with its common land, Geba with its common land, Anathoth with its common land, and Almon with its common land, 4 cities. All the cities of the children of Aaron, the priests, were 13 cities with their common lands. And the families of the children of Kohath, the Levites, the rest of the children of Kohath, even they had the cities of their lot from the tribe of Ephraim. For they gave them Shechem with its common land in the mountains of Ephraim, a city of refuge for the slayer, Gezer with its common land, Kibzaim with its common land, and Beth-horon with its common land, 4 cities. And from the tribe of Dan, Eltekah with its common land, Gibbethon with its common land, Aijalon with its common land, and Gathrimmon with its common land, 4 cities. And from the half-tribe of Manasseh, Tanach with its common land, and Gathrimmon with its common land, 2 cities. All the 10 cities with their common lands were for the rest of the families of the children of Kohath. Also to the children of Gershon, of the families of the Levites, from the other half-tribe of Manasseh, they gave Golan in Bashan with its common land, a city of refuge for the slayer, and Be-eshterah with its common land, 2 cities. And from the tribe of Issachar, Kishion with its common land, Dabarath with its common land, Jarmuth with its common land, and En-Ganim with its common land, 4 cities. And from the tribe of Asher, Mishal with its common land, Abdon with its common land, Helkath with its common land, and Rehob with its common land, 4 cities. And from the tribe of Naphtali, Kedesh in Galilee with its common land, a city of refuge for the slayer, Hamoth-dor with its common land, and Kartan with its common land, 3 cities. All the cities of the Gershonites, according to their families, were 13 cities with their common lands. And to the families of the children of Merari, the rest of the Levites, from the tribe of Zebulun, Jokneam with its common land, Karta with its common land, Dimnah with its common land, and Nahalal with its common land, 4 cities. And from the tribe of Reuben, Bezer with its common land, Jehaz with its common land, Kedemoth with its common land, and Mephaath with its common land, 4 cities. And from the tribe of Gad, Ramoth in Gilead with its common land, a city of refuge for the slayer, Mehanaim with its common land, Heshbon with its common land, and Jazer with its common land, 4 cities. So all the cities for the children of Merari, according to their families, the rest of the families of the Levites, were by their lot 12 cities. All the cities of the Levites within the possession of the children of Israel were 48 cities with their common lands. Every one of these cities had its common land surrounding it, thus were all these cities. So the Lord gave to Israel all the land which he had sworn to give to their fathers, and they took possession of it and dwelt in it. The Lord gave them rest all around, according to all that he had sworn to their fathers. And not a man of all their enemies stood against them. The Lord delivered all their enemies into their hand. Not a word failed of any good thing which the Lord had spoken to the house of Israel. All came to pass.